Can you tell us what part religion has played in your life?
Um, yes. Well, when I first got married, married a Baptist. Okay. I had to divide my religion with his religion, so I'd have to go to church with him part-time, and then I had to raise my children Catholics. They went to Catholic school at St. Peter's, and he never said a word about where I would send them or what I would do with them. Sunday mornings, we'd get up to go to church. He'd fix us to go to church, and he'd stay home and cook breakfast. When we got home, breakfast would be ready. We had been to church. They all made their first communion, got confirmed, and all of them are Catholics except one, of course. Carol changed her religion. She went in the army and met a gentleman that she liked, and his religion was Baptist, so she goes to church with him, and she loves that. The rest of us are still Catholics, and we love our religion. We go to church. We try to go every time the doors is open, but it's impossible sometimes, so we go when we can.
How do you know there is a God?
From how things is happening, there must be somebody there helping us out. Because if it wasn't, how would we survive? What would we do? We got to pray to God to help us out, and it must be a God there somewhere.
Can you describe your relationship with Jesus?
Well, I pray to him every night. That's some things that we do. We know God, it must be somebody to pray to, so we pray to God to help us out, to do whatever we can for us. And he does. Because I've had a pretty healthy life all my life. I've had a lot of children, and it must be a God somewhere to help me to born those children and help me to raise those children. And if it wasn't a God somewhere, what else would we depend on?
What kind of work have you done to support yourself?
Well, I did house a while. I was cook for a while. When my kids were small, I would go to work at night, and I was a short order cook. My husband would work in the day, and I'd go at night, and he babysat while I went to work. I babysat while he went to work. And we survived off of that until recent years. I went to social service to work as a social worker one. We were called homemakers. And we would go into the homes and help people to do the chores that they couldn't do themselves. Some of them didn't know how to count, they didn't know how to read, they didn't know what a check was, they didn't know how to cash it. We'd have to take them to the store, we'd have to help them get the house cleaned and transport them to the doctor. They never knew what a doctor was until we started working there. So we would take them. If they went to the doctor, they didn't have transportation, but it made it really easy for them, because they would say, we need to go to the doctor today, and we'd make their appointments and take them. So it was a big help to them. So I worked social services 20 years, more than that. Before I went to social services, though, I worked at a daycare center, and I prepared meals for 40 children, plus they had 5 teachers, and I had to prepare those meals and make the menus for them. And I did that 4 years until I decided to go to social services. Then I went to social services work.
Why did you choose the type of job that you had?
Well, I chose cooking short order cook, because that was the only thing that we could do at that time. That's the only thing that they hired a housewife for, to either clean or cook. So my profession was to cook, and I liked it, and I loved it. So then I decided, well, I'll go to Tri-Town and try to find a to make more money if I can, you know, to do it daily. And I did. And I worked for them for 4 years. And then there was an advertisement in the paper for Social Worker 1, and I applied for that. And I passed the test and taken that. And then I worked for them 19 years. Might have been 20. Could have been more, but that's what I counted anyway.